Welcome back to another car market video, and today we are going to be looking at the BMW iX market. You can now pick one up for almost £35,000. Firstly, we're going to take a look at the 50 and 40 models. Then we're going to take a look at the M60 model. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I have just released a new poll asking what video you guys want to see next. I've also announced that the giveaway is looking like a track experience day or a cash alternative. That will be at 1,000 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe to get involved in what video we post next, and also the giveaway as well. Around 90% of you aren't subscribed, so if you could subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Let's get into today's video. So first, we are going to be looking at the 40 model. You can pick one up for close to 35k. As mentioned, that is a 38,000 mile car, which is around about the 3-year-old mark. List, this car was around about £90,000, so it's lost about 60% in that time. You can see another one here with just 25,000 miles, listed at just under 36k privately as well. And you can see it's also been dropped to £600. So in general, these cars have had a massive depreciation, like a lot of electric cars, and you can pick one up which is relatively new with low miles for around the 45k mark, which I will show you a little bit later in the video. But in general, we've got some big drops. These cars a few months ago were selling for about 40k. Now we've got multiple examples listed for well under the 40k mark. You can get some big discounts of these cars as well from the list price, and I will show you the list prices from BMW on the configurator as always. So as you can see here, we've got a just over 2-year-old car, 22,000 miles, and it's under £40,000. That car listed about 80 to 85k. So you can see there, you're looking at a 60% drop after 2 years and 22,000 miles roughly, and that's one owner from new as well. So in general, we've got some big drops. A lot of people are very 50-50 about the design on the car. A lot of people don't like it, especially the front and rear end, and a lot of people thought that that's a reason for depreciation. But let me know your thoughts on that in the comments as well. And what we will do is show you guys some newer examples. So we're looking at 23 and 24 plate cars, and I'll show you the massive discounts you can get off those cars. But generally, a 2022 car with a decent spec you can pick up for well under 40k, close to 35 personally. For 35, 36k, this is a great car for the money. We'll take a quick look at the interior, but these cars come with the iDrive 8, the newest steering wheel, and they have decent range as well. So you're looking at over 250 miles worth of range. However, that's probably more like 200 in the real world. Interior wise, they have one of the best interiors out there, similar to the likes of the i5, i7. You've got the floating center console. You've also got the iDrive 8 with the dual curved screen. And also you've got a really nice back seat as well, with a good amount of legroom for rear passengers. And also I do like the texture on the leather BMW use on their higher end cars, with the sort of cross stitch pattern, as you can see there. What we'll do now is show you some 2023 and 2024 examples. So these cars are a few thousand miles, about a year old, and as you can see there, a 72 plate car which is 18 months old, under 20,000 miles, and it's 40 grand, so that's over 50% off after less than 2 years. Here's one, 2023, so around a year roughly, 22,000 miles and 42k. So yeah, as you can see, big drops, 4.1k drop literally since September. So a big drop, £4,000 in just a few months. And you can see there, we've got multiple examples, 2023 cars, 73 plate cars as well, listed for around 45k. And these cars are, some of them barely a year old. Just to give you an idea as well, what we'll do is go to the 2024 cars. In general, these cars depreciate around about 50 to 60% within the first 2 years. Even after the first year, you can see 2024 plate cars now, they're looking at about £50,000 or under that mark. So you're looking at around a 40 to 45k drop in the first year. The second year is more like a £20,000 drop. So that's to give you an idea of the depreciation on these cars should you decide to buy one new. And you can see here, cars with just 3,900 miles, so just after they've been running, 73 plate and under £50,000. List, that car would have been around the 85k mark. A lot of these are M Sport as well, so they are that So you can see there, a lot of these cars are M Sport, which is another couple of £1,000 on the configurator, which I will show you. But you can see nearly new cars, 73, 24 registration cars are roughly around the 50k mark. And for a nearly new one with delivery miles, which I will show you. So we'll filter the mileage to just a couple hundred. So go under 500 miles, and you can pick one up for, that is around about £11,000 off the list price. However, that's a sport model, so that's not the M Sport trim. So yeah, you're looking at a big discount, 10, 20, even 30k in some instances. That one list would have been about 80, 85, and you can see there that car has recently been listed, 74 plate, brand new, and it's not sold. So what we'll do is see if we can find some cars with a couple of thousand miles. Yeah, 3,500, 50,000. Personally, I wouldn't touch anything new. I would go for something like this, a decent amount old in terms of the mileage, so a couple of thousand miles. You're getting one for close to 50k, and that car list would have been about 80. What we'll do now is take a look at the 50 and M60 variants, just to show you guys the drop on those, which is very similar. Across the range, these cars have dropped significantly with some massive depreciation. So what we'll do now is filter to the 50 cars. These cars listed, to give you an idea, around the 80 to 90k mark. What we'll do is go to high to low and then have a look at the list price. So the list price on the most expensive versions is 128,000. On a lower spec car, you're looking at about 110. So these cars list are about 120, and what we've done, we'll go to the first initial ones in 2022. So this car has the bigger battery, slightly more range, and you can see there a 2-year-old car which listed at around 120, 110k has lost around 50% after just 3,700 miles and around about 2 years. To give you an idea, there is another one there listed 2023, so about 18 months to a year old now, 5,000 miles. And it is around about the 50k off this price, and you can see that car's not selling, being dropped from the dealer as well. And we've got quite a few of those listed at around 60, 70k, and the list price of these cars is about 110 to 120, so very similar to the 40 variant. Finally, we'll take a quick look at the M60 variant. Just to give you an idea, this car has slightly more horsepower, and it is the performance variant, and you can pick one of those up for around the 70k mark. And this car listed at around about 140. To give you an idea, we'll jump to the configurator. So yeah, 124 plus options, between 125 and 140 depending on the spec. As BMW, as always, do like options. So what we'll do is filter out the mileage part as well. There we go, and we can see there one for 64,000, so that's about a 50 to 60% drop. 72 plate, 28,000 miles. Then we've got this one here, 16,000, around 120, 130k list. Personally, I would go for something a little bit lower mileage, pay a little bit more, and go for something like this, 73 plate, basically new, 6,600 miles, less than a year old, 71 grand. List that would have been about £130,000. Finally, what we will quickly do is have a quick look at the cheapest 50 on the market, and show you the increased range of that car as well. So before, I think I had it filtered to 5,000 miles. So yeah, one of those cars for 47 grand, list that was around 110. That's probably the biggest drop you're going to see. However, bear in mind, a red car interior wise, it's not as desirable. Finally, we'll have a quick look at the range. These cars personally are a little bit more usable. 381 miles worth of range is a big difference compared to 250 miles in the 40. But overall, let me know your thoughts in the comments on the iX's depreciation. If you haven't already, please comment down below what car you want to see next. Make sure to follow me over on Instagram and also TikTok. I post daily on those platforms. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to get involved in the giveaway, and also what car we post next over on the community tab. So thanks for all your support. Make sure to like, comment and share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.